Good morning. My name's Bernard. Today's lesson is on inflection of accidentals as we play stringed instruments. The big difference between stringed instruments and instruments like piano or guitar is that we have the ability to make a sharp a little sharper or a flat a little flatter. And you say, well, what's the big deal? Well, it's about expression. It's from the heart. It's always from the heart. And when you inflect the sharps a little higher, it gives just a little more intensity as well as doing the same with flats. I'm going to play the beginning of the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, and I'm going to play it twice. Now I'll play it again. So, if your ears are really, really sharp, can hear very clearly, you would have noticed that the second note of the piece, B flat, the second time I played much lower, and it's very extraordinarily poignant that way. You know, most players, I'd say just about every player I've ever heard except one, plays the A to B flat at this pitch. It's very nice, very beautiful. But then there's one player that I heard play this. And that B flat is so low, and it just grabs your heart. And then, because I shift from B flat to C sharp, and then the C sharp is, automatically it's lying very high. It makes tremendous drama right from the start. So who was this player? The player that did this was Nathan Milstein, native Russian, and certainly, knowing the traditions of Tchaikovsky as well as anybody could. And Nathan Milstein was an unbelievable player. I heard him. One of his last performances, he played with San Francisco Symphony, played Tchaikovsky Concerto, and it was astounding. He was well into his 80s, and we couldn't even keep up with the guy in the last movement. He was playing so fast, and he played a very nice Stradivarius, of course, too. Great player. There were many unbelievable players back then, just as there are today. So, inflecting intonation will make it more poignant, more interesting. Now, there's often the question is, let's say for example, is an A sharp the same pitch as a B flat? And the answer is no. The A sharp is a higher pitch and the B flat is a lower pitch. If I play a B flat, I'll play open A, now B flat, and there's E flat. Now, let's see if I can find an A sharp. So I actually have to fish around and get my ear, because when we're playing music, we're in a mode. Let's say we're playing D major, or we're playing E flat. Now, E flat is an interesting key because it's major, but it still lies low, and composers like Mozart used the E flat, the key of E flat, very effectively, especially his E flat symphony, his late symphony, I forget, 539, I think. And that one is wonderful and uses horns. See, E flat is a great key for horns, French horns. But he also wrote the Symphonie Concertante, which is one of his greatest concertos in E flat. And the feeling of E flat with this, something like that, is really, really cool to feel that. But even if it's in major, it's still sitting very, very low. So just keep that in mind as you play. You know, lots of times with my students, when I'm hearing them play their left-hand warm-ups, the F sharp there needs to just lie a little bit high there. So beautiful. C sharp. And by contrast, if we're playing flats or playing A, B, so this is one of the fantastic things about playing violin. We have access to this kind of sound, and it makes the emotion in the instrument so exciting. Every time you just pick up your instrument, you know, I never forget my friend Graham, who loves he played that G major scale for the first time, and he was just so in love with that G major scale. I wish I had that kind of connection to music that Graham did. To play a scale like that and just fall in love with it, play it over and over and over. So we all have different gifts, and you know, I try to find my gifts and share them the best I can also. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And as you're playing violin yourself, be thinking about this inflected intonation. You know, before I run off, I should give one more example. When I was in college, I was studying with the concertmaster of the San Francisco Symphony, and I was playing the Glazunov Concerto. And the Glazunov Concerto is written in A minor. It starts off with a phrase that goes, and that's the first movement. And the second movement goes to a key of 5 flats. And so I was playing it for Mr. Hauser, and he said, "Are you aware that when you have flats, everything's going to lie low?" This is my first time when I heard about this inflect. I said, "Whoa." He says, "Why don't you just try the second movement?" So the second movement starts on an A flat. And so this is so cool. After playing the opening, so that to me, that was an eye-opener. And I've had several of these revelational, you know, moments in my violin playing career, and that's one. And I'll never forget that moment when Frank said to me about that. So that's pretty cool. So now I'll say, have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you again on the next lesson. Take care. Bye.